Hey folks, how you all doing? This is Or coming to you with actually some Dawn of War 3 gameplay. I know it is not immediately what a lot of you thought of, but at the same time, we're going to give you something a little bit different here. Bringing you a 1v1 between a couple of Eldar forces. You see in the south it is Boomer the Guy Gamer, and up in the northern eastern side over here it's bikerushownz. Now, both players kind of starting off rather simply. We have a couple of just Dire Avengers on one side and getting just Dire Avengers on the other. Bone Slingers coming on out. And just a reminder, this entire game is all about taking down these generators right here, then taking out these towers, and then finally, ever so finally, taking out the power core. So think of it, again, like a single-player Dota, more or less. Now, I know you guys have not quite seen a whole lot here, so just Eldar itself. Very, very massive mobile faction. These guys are based heavily about doing hit and run attacks. Indeed, you will see some Bone Slinger right here getting rocked very early on. Shot to pieces as his opponents kind of... his own builders coming on around, but these Dire Avengers coming on in to do some really good damage here. Indeed, we'll see them get perished. Yeah, he's going to die right there real quick. But by the same token, we will see Dire Avengers coming on up and maybe taking out the shield generator here. Pressuring? No, not at all. Instead, moving to expand and take this very, very advanced position from his opponent. Now, this two builders start is a rather a common thing, a very common theme from many players these days. From the community itself, of course, is very new, but at the same time, it's a very, very standard play. And while I expected to see these guys right here take the shield generator, it's not going to happen. Instead, we will see bikerushownz just kind of transporting his material closer and closer. Webway gates, increasing shield and speed for all Eldar units in that whole blue circle there. I am kind of struck by how much just crazy mobility is happening here. Crippling the doctrine, shields, improved. Okay, so interesting. But very early on, Boomer's getting pushed back quite a bit. I'm surprised that we're not seeing attacks against the shield generator, or even moving the Dire Avengers within to do some damage, and for no other reason than just to harass like crazy. But no, he's more concerned about taking out these builders, and in this game, that means quite a bit. Because unlike things like Company of Heroes, as well as, really, most RTSs, the builders are the way to move forward even at all.
Webway gate in transit.
Boomer, though, in the meantime, trying to shift on back with his own troops to take out some of these Dire Avengers against him, throwing out some plasma grenades, doing some damage, but not quite enough, taking out some shields here and there. Excuse me, I mean focus. But in the meantime, we might see, has that Bone Slinger gone down? No, but we will see his own Bone Slinger's going to bite the dust yet again. So both players being extremely aggressive, just using these Dire Avengers to flit about the map, doing tons and tons of damage. Worth noting that bikerushownz had his webway gate way the heck up here, but he's now shifted it back, falling back to a little bit more defensible position. And the interesting thing for me is that right now we're not seeing any sort of elite generation. Of course, it's a fair bit of time before we can even see these striking scorpions right here. And good lord. These guys are running in every single direction. It's actually almost impossible to keep up with them. A lot of mobility play. And depth is stuff to learn from if you want to figure out how to play this at a high level. We are going to see this Bone Slinger over here trying to force melee combat with these Dire Avengers. But Dire Avengers really should be able just to blow away this guy pretty darn quickly here. And no, instead, what's getting called on in over here? Is that the generator? Yep, generator coming. Oh no, striking scorpions coming on in for bikerushownz, while Boomer bringing his striking scorpions over here to the up and the northeastern side. Well, these guys are fantastic melee fighters. You can see 85 DPS pretty darn quickly, and they're just shredding these poor Dire Avengers. By the same token, you will see the other striking scorpions coming on up here. Why is it doing that? Well, because these guys, they have this critical strike thing, so every 6 melee attacks to see that just start plummeting. And you see the same thing happening over here in favor of bikerushownz against Boomer. Boomer's troops not able to hold the line against them, at least not easily.
We risk losing a point.
But I think we're going to see Boomer take the first generator.
Let us make the most of this resource.
And there we go. So shield generator already down.
Force engaged.
Not pushing to go against this turret. It's probably a good idea. These things are pretty darn good, honestly, just initially. You know, down in the south, we'll see Dire Avengers not putting on pressure. Maybe? Yes, no? Never mind. Not going to do it. Striking Scorpions backing away. They also took out their own generator. And both players looking, it seems to really, really quickly take out the first line of defense. Doesn't seem to me that in the multiplayer stage so far, people have really been able to effectively remove these kind of early game rushes. And indeed, for Boomer, we're not even really seeing any builders. You see finally a Bone Singer coming back in. Whoa, what the heck's going on down here? So taking some firepower from where, though, is the question. Well, striking Scorpions, taking a little bit of damage, but not really backing away. And why the heck should they? They still have a fair amount of hit points. The question is, will we see actually this assassin come on in? And the answer to that is yes. So bikerushownz dropping in. Oh, excuse me, I'm sorry, wrong side looking there. I was looking at Boomers, I thought it was the other way around. So Boomer's bringing in his assassin, and this assassin you don't get to see too much. So target shot, it's very much a piercing kind of long-range DPS sort of individual, as well as shadow step. So he can teleport into these stealth cover areas, and it's going to make him quite difficult to catch off. Now bikerushownz, his next one coming in potentially at all would be this Altark way the heck up here. And he's very, very good with the crowd control idea. He's very, very powerful. But 5 elite points is going to be kind of hard-pressed to even get them. Go back to Boomer for a second. A lot of his troops just were able to teleport back to base. These guys, unfortunately, were not among those number and might get caught out here. Nope, never mind. Seem to be okay. Alright. bikerushownz. Okay. His striking Scorpions are back in play. We're never really sure what this thing is. Hunt. Okay, so create a cloud of smoke. Patch of a stealth cover, blah, 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 blah. And they have Leap Strike, very much like Howling Banshees. Big little mini engagement happening up over here. Grenades flying fast and furious back and forth. And whose webway gate is this? Well, this is Boomer's. So Boomer is definitely going to be winning out a little bit more here. His battle focus, those the purple shields that he's got, going to regenerate a heck of a lot easier for him right here. And indeed, yes, you will see the sniper is going to be pushing off Whoa. That was a long shot right there.
We risk losing a point.
That was a long shot, so interesting enough right there. But not able to really connect on anything. Now, here's a thought. Will we see the striking Scorpions do damage against their opposite number? No, it looks like instead Boomer's just content to sit back and just take out these points. bikerushownz, in the meantime, has himself quite a hefty lead in terms of just raw units. 26 armies to about 40. Neither player really able to keep too much on the field because of these super, super fast and super, super deadly striking Scorpions. You see right here this group of 3 guys, grenades coming out fast and furious, and still, look how much these guys soak up. 1620 shield, another 1,000 hit points on top of it. With that leaping strike there, ooh, but no, we have other striking Scorpions coming on in. These guys could be able, yep, they're going to disrupt bikerushownz's troops. And we might see a dead shield generator. Ooh, and we might see actually dead striking Scorpions on both sides here. I think we are, neither player really willing to back away too much. Never mind, just barely outside of that. But bikerushownz is just pounding through all of Boomer's troops. Are we going to see any kind of tech up at all? Well, we have the Sky Portal, so Vipers, Falcons, and Prisms are already set to go. Mass Recall's been used, and he's not yet got the power nor the resources to go to Tier 3. Now, for bikerushownz, he is finally going up to that Tier 2, and not quite yet able to bring in any kind of vehicles. Not that I don't think he really has the resources. Oh, never mind, he's holding quite a bit here. Interesting. Ranger turning on around, going to put some fire into these Dire Avengers. I want to see how much damage he does. He's got to be crazy amounts. Okay, decent, but not great. It's 150-ish. It seems like it. It only says 21 DPS per second, but I guess considering how long it takes for him to fire, that's kind of understandable. And you can see right here he's backing into the whole battle focus area.
It is now the
In the meantime,
second
escalation
phase
phase
of
2 hits,
escalation.
so after 10 minutes in, the resources gained goes up quite a bit
A power generator
to
is
kind of
under
account
fire.
for how much your other forces begin to cost. Oh, and here comes Altar
We have lost the power
Kyre.
generator.
You got a nice little bit of a Skyfall thing coming on in. That's going to hurt
Let us
quite a
make
bit
the
when he
most
finally
of
does it.
this resource.
This is a Plasma Grenade Barrage. So anybody who's played Dawn of War 2 knows that whenever you called an Autarch in, that was an Eldar kind of red unit calling.
Structure is available to relocate.
It ended up being quite devastating, dropping again a volley of grenades and did lots and lots of AoE damage. Oh, and what's this now? This guy. Okay, Eldritch Winds. So it comes on and creates a cyclone, causes damage, and slows in a circle. Activate Sky Leap to force this cyclones to return to his position. Blah 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 blah. So a lot of material coming on for both forces. It seems though that Boomer is trying to put some trust into this Viper coming out. The Viper's kind of a jet bike kind of individual. It can go across everything, and it has this very, very nifty temporal bomb that slows units down.
Complete.
Now, with that, he might be able to stay at range against striking Scorpions, which is going to be completely necessary. These guys are super duper fast. Ah, and yes, he is going to use this rather well. So temporal bomb slowing them down, so it's not going to be easy for them to get out. And indeed, I don't think these Scorpions are going to make it. I think these Scorpions are going to be declawed, de-stingered, and yep, there they go.
The mass recall ability is a power generator is under fire.
But not mass recall. Boomer is still down quite a bit in army supply, I think. Oh, never mind, not so much.
Upgrade.
But wow, bikerushownz is going for a big push here. A lot of his dire Avengers need to get a little bit reinforced. You can tell
have lost a power generator.
quite a bit. But 2 Vipers coming in for him might really seal the deal.
Take your place.
Striking Scorpions trying to figure out a way to get up and put pressure onto these listening posts here. Or if nothing else, perhaps just trying to draw out all this fire. Maybe it wasn't the best idea, though. These guys are going to take a lot of death and destruction. Yes, and okay, so Patch coming out, this whole stealth thing coming on in for him. While his own troops are getting pelted by Altar Kyre's Plasma Barrage.
Power generator complete.
I don't think they've got the distance. And interesting, I didn't realize you could actually hit this guy while he was on the whole sky mode thing. Big strike.
Finished our task.
And missing completely. I'm not sure why Boomer's not reinforcing, even getting more squads. He definitely has the ability to do so. Is he trying to wait to bring in more vehicles? I don't know if that's really the best opportunity. Heck, even a Howling Banshee might be a good idea to tie up some of these dire Avengers. But now bikerushownz has his own Viper fleet. And the kind of devastating edge and firepower that I don't think is going to be frustrated at all. Indeed, yep, there goes Boomer's striking Scorpions. And while the whole long shot went through and probably did a teensy bit of damage, it wasn't going to be anywhere near enough. You can kind of tell that as this mass of dire Avengers supported by Vipers starts moving out across the field, taking points left and right, taking out power generators wherever they seem to be, and destroying the one webway gate that existed for Boomer's troops.
Enemy contact.
But alright, this first tower might be coming under attack pretty darn soon. Just to give you an idea, again, guys, of what this thing can do. They fire out these rows that can stun and do tons and tons of damage. And on top of it, have this whole shockwave thing. That's pretty nifty by itself. But bikerushownz, is he shifting on forwards really enough? I don't know about that. Seems Boomer's kind of stabilized ever so slightly with his own Vipers. At least for the instant. Of course, I say that, and that's when Ronan over here gets jumped. He's trying desperately to transport to another position, but no, both of his Vipers get taken out, and he's got basically nothing left. A couple of squads of dire Avengers, and these guys are going to get wrecked in about 3, 2, 1. Okay, never mind. He's got to play a little bit longer. Play with his food. Here we go. Cyclone being used by Kyre, and striking Scorpions and Vipers doing their deadly deed.
Relocate a base structure.
Now, where are all those dire
Viper
Avengers?
jet bike answers the call.
Don't exactly know, but they're not really out where they should be, I don't
I
think.
hear you.
Okay, oh, they're just kind of dotted around the map, taking positions here and there.
Feast on plasma, wretches.
I guess it kind of works. You look at these jet bikes, and the jet bikes are doing more than enough damage by themselves. Striking Scorpion's going to be leaping on into combat pretty quickly, I imagine, if they even get to it at all. No, they don't. Never mind, it goes down. And Boomer just continues to float an incredible amount of material. I think he's just kind of tapped out mentally. Either that, or he's got connectivity issues, and I'm not entirely sure why that might be. But yeah, I think we have basically what amounts to a tap out. He's got no way to really hold out against this. And yeah, he just surrenders right there. So a very, very quick fight happening between these two players, and bikerushownz taking out the victory by way of surrender. So a little bit different, guys. I didn't know if you want me to check this out a little bit further. If you're interested in seeing more of this, hit that like button, give me a comment, give me a thumbs up, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll see you guys all next time. This is Con signing off. Take it easy, everybody.